What's going on, everyone? It's me, Charlie's Flagger. I am here with another video where I will be talking about Charlie's 216th assault. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Vince. I just watched your third, calling out video, and it was fucking hilarious. I was in tears. I definitely want to see more content from you guys, so anyway, I want to get into his fight. Well, that's what he calls it. First off, every time that he gets into another fight, I am completely in shock every time for some reason. And I'm like, there's no way he can get worse than this. And then every fucking time, he surprises me yet again. And so this fight, if you haven't watched, I would definitely recommend it. It is the most fucking psychotic and delusional video he possibly has made so far. I think I've been pretty, nice lately in my videos. I've been trying to not be so insulting. But after this video, I just don't fucking understand anymore. So this guy who apparently is a Army Ranger. And I believe that he is, but I'm saying the poor dude. Charlie made a video saying oh, well, someone called me out for going after all of our troops, and I'm like, no, they're just good fighters. I'm like, dude, if you actually fought these guys, then yeah, I would be like, oh, good for you. But you're just fucking assaulting them, and then every time I say that you assault them, you're like, why am I not going to jail? Oh, the Marine, he was a cop, he didn't send me to jail. Just because, I don't even want to get into that. You assaulted them. Sometimes when you assault somebody, they're not going to be they're in shock. They're not going to be like, wow, I'm going to fucking arrest you, or I'm going to call the police. They're like, holy shit, did that really just happen? I don't know how to take it. Some dude assaulted me with boxing gloves. Is that illegal? Is that legal? What the fuck? It doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's wrong. It doesn't matter if it's legal or if it's illegal. It's wrong. This poor dude, and starts out by saying, I told you I am not going to spar with you. You made a bunch of videos, Charlie, saying oh, yeah, I told him, I asked him, hey, you said, are we sparring or are we boxing? I told him that we're boxing. I'm like, yeah, that's after you punched him in the face, dumbass. Are you kidding me? The dude didn't have gloves on. That is actual assault. If the dude did not have gloves on, you assaulted him. He was clearly not ready to fight back. He even said, I am not going to fight you. And you're like, put the gloves on. And he's like, no. And you punched him. You said, put your hands up. Dude, if someone was telling me I'm going to punch you and said, put your hands up, I would put my hands up too. He was not ready to fight. He said clearly in the video, I do not want to fight. And then you punched him. And then afterwards, he's like, what the fuck was that? I said, I'm not sparring with you. What are we doing? And you're like, oh, I told you we're gonna box. So he's like, well, I'm gonna stop you there because you're fucking crazy. And I told you 50 times I'm not gonna box with you or spar with you or whatever. So not only did you assault them, you fucking, he just called you out by saying that you went up to him asking him to spar. Normally people are nice to you and they say, yeah, I'll spar, and you still try to fucking punk them and make them look like a bunch of bitches by saying that you challenged them to a real boxing match. But this guy, called you out on your shit. He knew you were fucking delusional. And he told you, I'm not fighting you. You made a bunch of videos saying that, oh, no, there's nothing you can say about this. There's nothing, I asked him and I told him to put on the gloves. Dude, the dude did not want to fight you. You punched him when he told you not to. In the book, that is assault. If you can tell me, Charlie, please, I would love to hear your reasoning. Entertain me. How can you possibly think that this is not an assault and that this is an actual fight when he told you he did not want to fight? Just because he asked you after you punched him does not mean that it's a fight. Just because you punched him and he did not fight back does not mean he's a little bitch, and it does not mean it was a fight. Don't say you gotta fight back, you know, you're an Army SEAL or a fucking Ranger. It doesn't matter. If a dude doesn't want to fight you, he doesn't have to fight you. He's just like, this dude's not worth my time. You punked him, and he's better than that. He's not gonna fight back. That's my case on this new fight. I don't know. I tried to like cool down for a while, and you know, it was the past few weeks have been more entertaining than anything, because I always can never believe that this is an actual like person doing this stuff. But this time I don't fucking understand. Every time I say, nah, he took it too far this time, like, dude, you gotta stop. The reason why I made that video challenging you, telling you to have an actual boxing fight, a boxing match with multiple rounds, is so you can understand that all of these people that are quote-unquote one-hitter quitters, you'll understand that, no, you didn't fucking fight them. You just punched them out of nowhere, and they were like, no, fuck no. The moment that you actually have someone that accepts a challenge for a real boxing match and will get into a real fight with you in like multiple rounds or like a lengthy fight, and it's clean, then I want to see the outcome, Charlie. You will not have a one-hitter quitter. Then you will realize why everybody calls you out on your shit, especially me. Have a real boxing match. Do not be an assaulter. Be a boxer. What you do is unsafe. Prove me wrong, Charlie. I know you won't.